Hey guys, can you hear me? Just raise your hand if you can hear me. Ooh, look at that. Hi. Okay. Hi, my name is Odun Eweniyi. Welcome. We will soon start. We have like 2 minutes, so we'll allow other people join, and then we'll get started. Okay, so before we get started, some housekeeping rules. If you want to ask questions, use the Q&A feature. It's below on your Zoom interface. And then if you want to interact with other participants of the webinar, you can use the chat feature. People are already speaking to themselves, and we can see that you guys are already getting along. And we already have about 3 questions on on the Q&A feature, so keep them coming. But don't forget that there's priority given to the questions that were submitted when people registered for the webinar, because we did allow everyone to submit questions before like today. So if you have questions, please put them on the Q&A. And if you've already submitted your questions, we'll try our best within 90 minutes to get all the questions submitted. Right, okay. So it is 11 a.m. We're about to get started. Right, okay. So my moderator today, or the person who will be asking all the questions, is our VP Product Strategy here at PiggyVest, and her name is Layo. So she'll join now. And
hi everybody, can you guys hear me? This is Layo. Can you hear me, Odun?
I can hear you very well.
Okay, so for some reason it's not starting my video. I mean, I can carry on like this.
I'm wondering why that is, but like, let's continue while I try to fix that here.
Yeah, okay. Welcome everybody. I hope we're all staying safe and clean during this time. So the topic for today is going to be making my money, like how can I make my money work for me, or something like that. We already have a couple of questions that came in from people who registered. So we're going to go through those questions first, and then also take some questions as as this event or webinar carries on. So the very first question that I have here for you, Odun, is around COVID, obviously. So it's, during this time of COVID, how can I secure, my investments? How do I make sure that the investments that I see around are legit and I don't get, scammed?
Right. Well, I mean, I think that the focus here is making sure that you do your complete due diligence, right? Due diligence is the name of the game. Before you invest in anything, make sure you read all details about it, fact find, ask people who already know about it. Don't skimp on it. Don't say because someone told me or because someone has done this before, then I can do it and I'll get the same results. No, that's not true. Results are actually differ for everyone. And so it's very important that you do your own research, you do your own due diligence, you make sure that whatever it is that you're about to put your money in, you fully understand the risk, you fully understand the rewards, you understand the tenor, the time period, and that way you are able to make an informed decision on whether to invest and how much to invest.
Okay. I think that definitely makes a lot of sense. The next question that I have here is ideas for someone that wants to earn more without starting a business and has savings sorted. Example, T-bills, emergency funds, etc. So I guess they're asking what ideas are there for them to, earn more money without starting a business.
Well, I mean, say to start more, like if you want to earn more money without starting a business, the answer is investment. Save and invest. Save and invest. Like I'm a bit like that too. I don't want to start a business to be able to grow my money. So I think that that's a very fair question. And the idea is to put your money in long-term like instruments that will allow you continue to grow your funds. Investment is the most passive way to earn money if you don't want to start a business or you don't want to do the running around by yourself. So invest in high risk instruments, invest in low risk instruments, make sure you have a diversified portfolio and then just watch it grow. I mean, obviously at this point in time, sometimes it's difficult to tell like, should I be doing low risk investment? Should I be doing high risk investment now? But that's where your due diligence and your own research comes in. If you don't know about an investment, I wouldn't advise you to make it. If you don't fully understand it, ask questions so that we are able to, you're able to understand fully the thing you're about to put your money in. Passive investment is a thing, but you can't be passive in such a way that you don't actually know where your money is going to. At every point in time, you need to know the performance of your portfolio. So please understand that this is where my money is headed and this is how much I'm going to get from it at the end of this time period. You don't always have to start a business. You can continue working and continue investing and live a very fantastic life.
Okay. This one it's kind of personal. It says, please, how can I save up emergency funds? I have tried everything and nothing is working for me. Help me.
So I completely understand that struggle. And I think that emergency funds is really about like you being deliberate about it. See, if you're trying to save up for your emergency funds, you need to understand that you don't have to start big. The pressure is always on people to start like immediately with like 100K or like 20K. But how about you try starting with 500 naira like every week, right? Do it very slowly and very surely. That's how you build a habit. Put money that you can do without, that you don't feel like pressure to touch at any point in time, and continue to build it. I'd advise you do it inside like the piggy bank feature on Piggyvest, because then you have to pay 5% of your emergency fund before you take it out. But that's how to do it. Just slowly continue. Don't forget, emergency funds are infinite. Like, you don't need to stop saving for your emergency funds. You just continue to do it. You just continue to do it, right? So you shouldn't stop it. Just continue to drop 500 naira weekly or 1,000 naira every week and see how it continues to grow, see how it continues to earn interest. And unless you actually have an emergency, school yourself not to touch it, right? Before you know it, weeks have passed, years have passed, and it just continues to grow. It just continues to earn interest. And then you have a sizable amount. Like, take for instance, this COVID-19 period, right? COVID-19 has upended everything we know about the world and everything. It has even shown that the entire world as a whole might not have emergency funds. That's a problem, right? That's a huge problem. And that means that we don't know when the next pandemic will come. We don't know if there will be a next pandemic, but we need to be prepared. So this is a good time to actually begin the deliberate effort of saving up for your emergency funds. Start, right? Just start. And you don't have to start big, start small.
Yeah, I think that's very important because it's, as human beings, we tend to want to, reach the goal fast without, going through the process. And, you don't have to start, like you said, with 1,000 naira, even 10,000 naira. You can start with as little as 500 naira and build that up over time. So following up that question is, why is it that anytime one's income increases, expenses will also increase, but more than the income? What can I do?
So I think this is, you know what? fully understand that struggle. Anytime, like, you move up in life, there's a tendency, hey, welcome, Layo. See, there's always a tendency to spend more, let me tell you. And you need to control that. There's nothing you can do except control it. Do you get? It's like when you move up in life, think about it. If you go from earning 100K to earning 500K, something in you just suddenly tells you this house is too small, and this laptop is not good again, and I need a new phone, I need a better phone. And so before you know it, it becomes a lifestyle switch. It's not that your expenses get more, it's that you decide that this lifestyle level is now too low, and you unconsciously go for the higher lifestyle level. And that's the thing. That's the issue when we start to earn more, is that you start to tell yourself that, this level that I am, I have to change it. So it's actually a subconscious decision. It's not something that you're like conscious of all the time.
Okay. So how can they, be more conscious of it, and making sure that as soon as their salaries increase, they don't just start to spend?
I mean, I think that it's a thing of building self-awareness. So you need to be aware of when you're unconsciously making financial decisions. You know how when you get a large sum of money and you just start to spend. I always tell people, when you get a large sum of money, chill, wait, right? Just wait. And then after a couple of days, when you've had a chance to settle, you've had a chance to think about the amount of money that you've gotten, then start to spend. It's the same way when your lifestyle changes. You need to take your time to absorb it. You need to take your time to understand that this doesn't mean much if you allow the funds to go away. This doesn't mean much if you don't allow it to be sustainable, right? You don't have to increase your bills when you increase your money. So if you're self-aware, you won't. I mean, it's hard. So, I'm not saying it's not hard. It's very hard.
So basically, when you get more money, don't start eating out all the time. No orchid house.
Don't go from eating at White House to eating at I don't know, orchid house every day or something. Those things, before you know, your money is just going, and then you can't really account for it. And that's how we get to where we're at.
True talk. Okay, so we have a scenario question here. So it says, I'm a single mom and I follow you guys on social media. I saw your recent post about having a retirement plan. How do I save or have a retirement plan? Because the company I currently work for doesn't offer a pension plan.
See, I'm going to use Piggyvest to illustrate this, and I'm reaching for pen and paper here. So how can you save and have a retirement plan? So there's 6 wallets on Piggyvest, right? There's the piggy bank, there's the target savings, there's the safe lock, and there's other wallets which are not relevant to this question in the moment. So savings, I advise the piggy bank feature, right? Save in 90-day bursts. I know that saving is hard, and that was one of the rationales behind making it 90-day intervals. That way you can save small, and still be able to look at, okay, I need to satisfy this need now, satisfy it, and then begin to save again. Now, for the pension plan thing, right? Here's the deal. First of all, your employer should be offering a pension plan unless you are a contract staff. Now, and then if you're a contract staff, here's how you can start to create your own pension plan. You know how pension is a percentage of I think it's about 18.5% of your salary. Calculate that if it's sustainable for you, and then begin to put it inside a target savings, right? Target savings earns exactly the same interest as your pensions earn with your pension providers, right? You can go reset that on the internet right now, right? So how about every month you put 18.5% or whatever percent you're comfortable with, really, inside target savings monthly, right? And just continue to extend the date, right? And it continues to bear you interest. And that way, you are basically getting pensions the same way as your employer is probably giving to their full-time staff, right? Everyone deserves to have retirement funds, but there's not every employer gives it, and for many very reasons, but there's creative ways around it to make sure that your future is still secure. right? So if you do that, you continue to earn interest same as them and continue to build up. And I mean, granted, in the moment there will be minor inconveniences because you have to let go of some things. But think about the fact that you're a single mom and there is another person who's depending on you. That makes this absolutely imperative that you do it.
Yeah. Okay. So the next question here is, how can I diversify my income?
Right. Diversifying your income. Okay. Diversifying your income is a very interesting question. And we have a principle here at PiggyVest that we use to measure that. It is called 50-30-20, right? And so, we say like 50% on things that you absolutely need. Spend 50% on things that you absolutely need to spend on. That's key, right? And then we flipped it. Outside there, they'll say save 20%. Look, as a Nigerian, that's not sustainable. You cannot afford to only save 20% of your income. That's not enough. So we flipped it and said use 20% for the things that you want, right? Like I want, I don't know, I want to go to a restaurant, I want to buy a shirt, I want to buy trousers. You get, use 20% for that. Now 30%. 10% of that should go to the emergency funds I spoke about earlier, right? Put 10% of that money into the piggy bank or target savings and just continue to save something that represents 10% of your income every month, right? And then the remaining 20% is for savings and investment. Now, diversifying. See, when you think about diversifying, your mind immediately goes to dollar investments, right? Like everybody wants to save in dollars, but like there's a lot of modalities, I'll say, around the flex dollar, like around buying dollars or investing in dollars. So you cannot put the entire 20% of your savings in dollars. And for some people, you shouldn't put the entire thing in Naira either, right? So diversifying means saving some, investing some in low risk instruments, investing some in high risk instruments, and investing some in liquid instruments. What are liquid instruments? Liquid instruments are mutual funds or Investify. How is Investify liquid? You can sell it to other people and get your money back immediately, right? So diversifying is putting portions. You can divide 20% of your income into 5 and then put some in safe lock, some in mutual funds. Mutual funds are not even on PiggyVest. Some in Investify, some in Flex Dollar, and some in Piggy Bank. And they're all like earning interest for you in so many different ways, right? That's how it is. That's how you are able to use your your income and invest it and save it in a way that maximizes the interest. So now there's like long calculations on how you can earn the highest interest from 1 million naira, but I would ask our people to do that for you guys on social media. There's a way on PiggyVest that you can invest money and like get higher than what SafeLock offers you. It's really about how are you looking at the math of your money, right? Diversifying your income is about putting them in many different things with varying risks in a way that maximizes the returns to you.
I hope you guys took notes because, that was a lot.
Yeah, some things are coming to me as I'm speaking, and so I'm just writing them down because, I wasn't taking them before.
I have my own questions, but I'll ask that one at the end. Okay, so the next one is, I'm a 23-year-old entry-level banker in Lagos with a net income of 120,000 naira. How much do I need to set aside? Well, this is calculation. How much do I need to set aside each month for my rent that costs 600,000 naira?
Sorry, can you read the question again? I think I need to write it down.
I'm a 23-year-old entry-level banker in Lagos with a net income of 120,000 naira. How much do I need to set aside each month for my rent that costs 600,000 naira?
Well, so we have calculation. First of all, someone say you're in the wrong house. I don't know. Maybe, but I think that there is a way that we can help this 600,000. This question is very incomplete, but I'm going to try my best.
I know.
600,000.
So maybe we can use the 50-30-20 rule,
Yes, that's what I'm trying to. So this means that undebatably, zero debates, you need to save 50K every month, right?
Yep.
There is no,
Minimum.
what's it called? There's no way around it. The only other way is to do like an upside down pyramid thing where you save the highest amount in the first month and then continue to save lower until you get 600K at the end of the year. Right?
Oh, that's a new trick.
Yeah, so you can do that by starting. You can start in like January and say like I'm going to drop 70K. Although that leaves you with only 50K for the rest of the month. But January is also really short. And then continue to now like taper down, which means that in December you can save less. But as all the people in the chats are saying, are you sure you don't want to move to a 400K house? Because it's really steep to have to put aside almost half of your income before you can afford your house, because that doesn't leave room seriously for some other responsibilities that you have, right? Or exactly, Jesse Ogutimene has a good suggestion here. How about you try and share an apartment for now? There are lots of like startups that are doing like roommate settings, Splits, Fiverr, and so Monster. So many other startups that you can like rent and have roommates in the house with, and so you don't have to extend yourself that far.
Yeah, makes sense. The next question here is, continuous devaluation of the Naira erodes gains from making our money work for us. What's the way out?
Look, let me say it this way. Look, the Naira devaluation problem is a long-term problem. We're not going to be able to solve it this year, right? And so here's how I think about it. If you earn in Naira, right, I would suggest, and all your expenses are majorly in Naira. Like if you're a person who travels a lot, I'm not talking to you right now. If you're talking to a person who is majorly in Nigeria, who is someone says 10% interest on savings is too small per annum. No, it's not too small. That's the best we can offer because the market is actually offering 3.75% per annum. So I'll come back to that question. So as I'm saying, if you're a person whose expenses is in Naira, right, and most of your income is in Naira, your expenses are in Naira, I would advise not bothering yourself too much about the devaluation at the moment, right? Because you're spending in Naira, and until as of now, inflation here is kind of stable, right? Which means that if you're earning in Naira and spending like 90% in Naira, right? And getting interest that is on average 10% or above, right? You are actually pretty okay. Right now, if you spend in dollars, because if you start to invest in dollars, here's the problem, right? We have like an official CBN exchange rate right now of 380. Before it was 360. But on the black market, where most dollar sales are pegged against, as of now, the Naira is 453. Right. After the crisis, after COVID-19, and everybody has bought Naira and dollar at 453, 461. So many rates, as you must have seen on Flex Dollar, like it's been varying and going up and down and up and down. What happens after COVID-19 and the CBN still says we are pegged at 380? That means that after the crisis, the Naira will, crisis is like upside down. No one really knows what will happen. But after that, once the crisis is over and the market goes back to obeying the CBN, what happens to you who bought dollars at 453 who needs to spend in Naira, right? It means that you would exchange your funds at less than you bought them, way less, right? Because if the CBN continues to peg it at 380, that means that even if you invested in dollar futures, you will be like changing back at the CBN, like hovering around the CBN rate. Do you get? So if you bought dollar at 360, yay for you, because you've made like massive return on your investment. But at the moment, if you are not going to hold the dollar long term, right? And all your expenses are in Naira and you're not going to hold it long term, then this becomes a problem, right? And that's why I'm saying that if you earn in Naira and you're able to get interest of 10% and above, and most of your expenses are in Naira, devaluation isn't like the key right now. The key is finding a way to stretch your income and make like it work for you and earn returns for you, right? Our stance on cryptocurrency. You guys are funny.
Okay.
All right, let's go to the next question.
So, next question. Actually, someone said something about 10% interest, and there's a question here about 10% interest. So, Odun, how is PiggyVest able to, still peg or have their interest at 10% interest? How is PiggyVest able to give its users 10% interest, during this crazy, crazy time that we're
First of
living?
all, it is taking blood, sweat, and tears. I'm telling you, like blood, sweat, and tears. You like everyone that's watching, so on a more serious note. So here's what happens. You know how on the FAQ page we tell you this is our asset management partner, right? ICO Capital is sincerely one of the best asset management partners that we could ask for, because they give great financial advice, right? So shout out to them and yay. So what they've done is they've been able to give they were able to give us like a proper market outlook. Sorry, they've taken light. Proper market outlook, and were able to get us they got us what's it called? Proper market outlook, and they helped us figure out that we need to be able to invest long term and give our users the best interest rates at this point, right? So what we did then was invest with them in long-term instruments, and which are now yielding results for us right now and help us stay above market rates, right? If you are able to, welcome, thank you. So if you see us giving you 10%, it's because in 2016, 2017, 2018, we were doing long-term risk-free instruments that yielded a lot and are able to help us continue to give you in the long term interest rates above 10%. And I will tell you now, the moment it becomes difficult for us to offer 10%, we will lower it, right? It's 10% per annum or not 10% more.
Not per month.
Please, per annum. So the moment it becomes difficult for us to give you 10%, right, we will be the first to lower it. Right now, it works, right? And right now, it is sustainable. But once it becomes unsustainable, you can bet on the fact that we will reduce it and make it bring it down to a sustainable rate, right? So we don't take risks with people's funds, right? We try to invest in little to no risk instruments to make sure that your funds are giving you the required returns.
Okay. So there's a lot of comments in the comment section about cryptocurrency, and there's a few questions that we got as also. So people are asking, what do you think about cryptocurrency? And then more specifically, when is the buy coins and PiggyVest collaboration, coming?
I like cryptocurrency. I personally am invested in some of them. And so I don't think that it will replace real currency, but I think that it is worth investing in for stability at this time. Now, we do have a partnership in the works with what's it called? With Bitcoins, but it will be users' choice. You know how you choose to invest in diversify, whether you like it or not, whether when you want to be the same, right? There will be no pulling your funds to invest in cryptocurrency, none of that. It will be you deciding to invest with Bitcoins via PiggyVest, right? And for the timeline, I don't want to throw the tech team under the bus, but they're listening. People are asking, when is it coming out? So, it should soon come out. OJ and Somto are listening, so I'm sure they're working on it.
Next question is, hello, I'm 36 years old, married with 2 kids, and I take care of my elderly parents. I'm at a stage where I believe I'm at the peak of my earning power. However, with my growing number of dependents, I'm hardly ever able to have enough set aside as savings every month. How do I approach this puzzle? Black tax.
So I think that having dependents is something called black tax, where young Black people have to spend so much taking care of the family that they don't have enough to save, like on for themselves. And the only solution to this is really setting boundaries, and that's very difficult, right? You need to be able to say no. Like, that means that if you know that you don't have enough, it means that you're already making effort to try. It means you're already trying to say, you're already trying to invest, but you need to be able to say no. And what else can you do to earn money, right? That will help you strike a balance. Can you add a side hustle that won't take too much of your time? It's either you set these boundaries with people, like, no, I am unable to give you funds at this time, or you increase how much you earn. The only problem with increasing how much you earn is that the responsibilities never stop. They might increase. So boundaries are like a very sustainable way, regardless of whether you plan to increase your earning power or not.
Boundaries. Okay. I'm 24 years old and earning in Naira is challenging. I try to save consistently every month, but I pay a compulsory tax in the form of yearly inflation. How much can I save to stay ahead of inflation?
Right. I mean, I think that it is really up to you, right? No one can really tell you this is how much you need to save to stay ahead of the curve or anything like that. Use the 50-30-20 principle, right? Make sure that you're saving how much that you should be saving, right? And when you reach somewhere, people, you can't go straight into investing, right? Because you need to pull your funds together first. Investments are better the more you put in them, the more they give back to you. So save for a minute, right? And then put the rest of the money back into the investments that will earn you the best. And make sure that your your income is diversified. Your investments are diversified, right? So just if you are able to afford 1,000 a week, 5,000 a month, 10,000 a month, do that. And then after the first 6 months, viable investment opportunities, start to search for those, and then begin to put your money there, and you continue to earn.
Okay. Next question. Here is, hang on 1 second, sorry. I'm an entrepreneur with an average annual income of 15M. That's not average. My partner doesn't have any source of income, and our kids are in their last year of senior secondary school. What can I invest in to make sure that my kids are able to go through university without any issues?
Well, 15M is a lot of money, so congratulations.
I know, that's not average.
But it means that you need to start actively saving, because university and education in general is getting expensive, right? So, basically make sure that you're saving, how people set up, when kids are born, and this is for people who don't have children yet. With the moment you plan to have kids, that means it's time to set up a university fund. Right now, let's assume our 15 million earner hasn't done that. That means that you need to start to save very aggressively, because if they're already finishing secondary school, that means that you're about to pay for Harvard or Oxford or whatever, and those are not cheap. Even if it's Covenant, Covenant is not cheap. As an Igbo, I can tell you, I used to get angry every time it was time to pay school fees. You just be annoyed all over the house. So even if it's that, you need to start saving now, and start investing too. Immediately you have enough. If you want to take a chunk out of your savings, make sure the safe lock is the most straightforward investment option. You can just start to safe lock and earn interest. Safe lock, and you can even safe lock the interest too. That's the beauty of it. That way you are compounding as much as you can to get ahead of the curve, right? Yeah.
Okay, so speaking about safe lock, there's a few questions here that I want to understand, the difference between piggy bank Flex Naira, SafeLock, and Target Savings.
Okay, so piggy bank, simple difference is you can save daily, weekly, monthly there, but the 3 months, what is it called? The 3 months withdrawal thing is the difference, the major difference there. You can only withdraw once in 3 months for free. Outside of that, you'll be charged penalty fee. Do you get? So that means that you use the piggy bank majorly if you are willing to save in 3-month bursts. Now, target savings, on the other hand, is when you want to set your own target. Like maybe 3 months is too long for you. Maybe the thing you need it for is in 45 days, right? Mm-hmm. If the thing you need it for is in 45 days and you're trying to, let's say you're trying to, I'm going to use Ashoebi, even though I never advise people to spend on Ashoebi. If your friend's wedding is, say, in July, and you want to like pay for it at the end of June, right? And you want to start saving today, the target savings is perfect, right? Start putting money aside little by little by little. And on, on June 30th, the target ends, you get your interest and you get the money you've saved up and buy the Ashoebi. Again, I would just advise you to put the money right back into SafeLock. Ashoebi is just clothes, right? But, to each their own. To each their own. And then the SafeLock, I think, functions like treasury bills or fixed deposit, right? You need to, on SafeLock, it's really about, I want to invest right now, right? Same as your T-bills. We give you your interest up front. You access your capital after the tenure is up. Simple.
And Flex Naira?
So Flex Naira, Flex Naira might be like my best feature now after SafeLock.
Really? I thought you liked SafeLock.
I love SafeLock, but Flex Naira is really dope. I withdrew once yesterday and the thing like showed me withdrawal once this month. I was like, oh, look at that. So yeah, it's really, Flex Naira is about warehousing your funds. Like you've saved on PiggyVest, right? Maybe your SafeLock is mature. Or even your piggy bank on withdrawal day, you want to withdraw, but you don't really want to withdraw. You just want to put the money where you can have access to it. That's Flex Naira. And, even though Flex Naira is a very flexible wallet, it still earns you like your 10% per annum, right? So you can have a flexible wallet that is still interest bearing that you can access like for free. But the only thing is that after you withdraw 4 times, I don't think you get the interest again. That's a very interesting twist to it. So you can withdraw from Flex Naira once every week or twice every week, whatever you want. But after you do 4 times, no interest again. But like if you do like twice or something, then you still get your interest.
Yeah, basically just, don't withdraw too much and just let your money work for you.
Yeah, but you can warehouse funds there indefinitely for as long as you want, knowing fully well that you can have access to it whenever you need those funds, right? Yeah. So it's for people who, they don't know when they want to spend it though, but like they know that they have to,
that's what I was about to say. So one of the ways that I use Flex is, so I get paid. I know that, well, in probably like 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I'm going to have to pay for something. I don't want that money in my account because I will spend it. So I put it in Flex, and then when I need it, I then withdraw from Flex.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So next question is, I'm a graduate trainee at a company with a net salary of 200,000 Naira. How can I afford to get a car?
So, it depends on the car you're trying to buy. What kind of car, how much is it? If you're trying to buy like a Corolla, or how much is the salary again?
200,000 Naira, 200K.
200K. I mean, if you are going to buy like a small Toyota Matrix or a Toyota Corolla, then you can start to save like early enough. Maybe you have to save for like, I don't know, because if you have to save 1.2 million, it'll take you 2 years, saving 50K a month, right? So it really depends and someone made a great point. I was even thinking about it. Femi says you need to think about the maintenance as well.
Mm-hmm.
So after you buy that 1.2 million Naira car, then what happens if it's spoiled? Are you going to park it? Because like one time they hit my car and the mechanic quoted like 300 and something for the repairs, and we just left it there for a while. So that kind of thing can happen, and cars are not assets in that way, they're liabilities. So you need to be able to understand how the maintenance will work. Like some people are making like, you should see the chat. People are making like hella points about how
I can see it.
tires are expensive. It's a lot of money to maintain it. So someone makes another really nice point. Unless you are under a lot of pressure to get it, then it might not be time. But you should, maybe if you want it in future, you can start saving now. And then when you increase like your tax bracket or income bracket, that might be the time to actually buy it, right? Because bad batteries, bad tires, repairs, those can really, really eat into your like your income and your well-being.
Yeah. Okay. I'm a 27-year-old product designer with plans to get a master's degree in Canada next September. I currently earn 350,000 naira every month, and I need about 3.5 million naira for tuition and relocation. Do you think this is feasible considering my monthly income? And if it is, how much do I need to save to reach this target?
Well, you need to save, if you want to relocate in a year, you need to save 2,000 naira every month. So I'll say no. Stay in Nigeria for like 3 years, and save 100. Yeah. If you right, or
you can ask family and friends now.
Yeah. That like ask people for money. Ask them to loan you money, and when you get abroad, you pay them back from your much better salary. Right, but if you are going to be going by your 350K thing, you have to save 300. If you want to do it in a year, 300K. If you want to do it in 2 years, 150K per month. 3 years, 100K per month to save up 3.5 million, and that's outside of your responsibilities. Sounds really difficult. So your best bet, if you already have a job in the West and the abroad, is to take a loan. Tell them I'll pay you back. But I really never advise people to take loans, right? Unless you're absolutely sure that you can service it properly. Like, it's never a good look to owe people money like that. So if you're not sure you can service it, I think you should buy your time. Nigeria is not that bad, Like, we have fun here, don't we?
Well, speaking of loans, right? Somebody here is asking, how can I take out a loan now, given the current climate and then inflation rates?
To answer like Oliver, no, I didn't factor in compounding interest, because even if you compounded interest on the 3.5% save at the end of a year, it's still not that much. It's about 350K if the person earns 10%. So yeah, it's not like a big factor in asking the person to move or not. Sorry, what did you say the question was?
So the question was about loans, taking out loans now and, inflation. So is that why? Should they do it or should they not do it?
See, I think that the decision to take a loan is really it's a very personal thing, right? Interest rates are high right now. Why? Because a lot of people are not paying back loans. Why? Because they are not earning enough to service the loans. Right, so it's really, are you sure you'll be able to pay back on the interest with the interest rate that they are going to quote? Right, loans are really not cheap at the moment because capital is expensive for loan companies too. They are finding it difficult to get people to give them money to loan to you, and so we have like that cascading layer of questions for everybody. Right? How are you going to how are you going to take a loan? How are you going to pay it back? How are they going to pay back to their own lending partners? It's such a long line that to take a loan, you have to be absolutely sure, right? And you have to also be careful. There's predatory lending practices right now where people are giving people loans for 30% a month. And that's not a joke, right? There's 15% a month. Can you afford that, right? Are you able to pay back interest to 15% every month? Is the thing you want to use the money for that urgent? Right? Those are all the questions you need to answer before you then is your income going to go back to normal and enable you pay back in set time? Right? Because it can ruin your credit.
Yes, definitely. Okay. I'd like to invest in Euro bonds. Is anything of the sort going live on PiggyVest anytime soon?
Well, I mean, I don't know about soon. I do know that we're having conversations about Euro bonds. And the moment we reach a decision, of course, you guys will be the first to know.
How has COVID impacted PiggyVest? Or has it?
Well, I mean, yeah, you guys are withdrawing a lot more. But the good thing is that you're also saving a lot more, which we think is great practice. right? I think that Nigerians have found this balance between being afraid of the virus and being hopeful for being hopeful for life after the virus, which we think is what's helping people spend, but also spend very carefully, right? And we think that in the long run, that's a net positive for Piggyverse. We exist for the users. We exist to make your financial lives better, right? So if you're like withdrawing for your needs, but also saving for the future, Piggyverse is good.
Okay. Please, why is it that you guys don't have investments to put money in these days?
Okay, hot seat, right. So COVID-19, really. One of the things that's very important to us is making sure that whatever investment we list to you is sustainable, serviceable. Yes. Your money will come back, right? And if you've noticed, like borders are closed, people are not able to upsell as much as they should. So we don't want to list an investment to you, and then when it's time for payback, someone's going to be like, yeah, I wasn't able to get the money I thought I would get, and so I can't pay you back at the moment. That would affect our reputation. It will affect your trust in us, and we don't want. So basically, Diversify is us saying invest in this product if you want, but we've already checked them out, right? Yes. That means that a lot of you are investing because Piggyverse says this is a viable opportunity. So we have to make sure that that standard is not diluted at all, right? And make sure that we continue to give you viable opportunities. Right now, it's taking a lot longer to make sure that an opportunity is viable than before COVID because of the COVID factor. And that's why it's taking so long.
Yeah. Okay. Can I withdraw money that is in SafeLock if there's an urgent emergency?
No. SafeLock is locked.
It's locked.
SafeLock is locked.
Okay. Okay, well, this is the same question. Kindly advise investments that can be looked at during this pandemic period.
I'm going to err on the side of caution here and just tell you to look within Piggyverse. I don't really I don't like to give generic investment advice. So anything that's on Piggyverse, I advise you to do it. If it's not on Piggyverse, you have to like DM me and ask me one-on-one, and then I'll answer.
Okay. You kind of answered this already, but I'll just say it out. What are the best ways to save and invest without overspending? I think it's like the 50-30-20 rule.
Yeah, budgeting, all of that.
Yes. Why is Piggyverse not moving towards allowing customers invest in mutual funds?
Okay, so, very good question. And we're just thinking of like, in this moment, why? Right? The average, the average interest that a mutual fund is fetching for you now, I think the maximum I've seen, and please correct me in the chat if I'm wrong, is about 7%. So we are ahead, right, of the current mutual fund interest. And there's like so many, we can partner with mutual fund companies, this is true. But because we're ahead and we don't want to like offer you low, you won't go for lower investment rate. Whenever I ask this question, you won't go for lower investment rates when there's like 30% on SafeLock at the moment. Do you get? So we can start to like set the groundwork for it, but it's not something that I think we should activate at the moment. And I think you would agree with me that like when it becomes more profitable to invest in mutual funds, we'll be there. But at the moment, it simply isn't like looking that way because we have investments that offer you better interest rates. So for now, we're just like working on it.
So we're having quite a few people ask again what the 50-30-20 rule. I guess they just joined. Do you mind just going over that just real quick?
Right. No, I don't mind at all. So when you earn at the end of the month, we advise you to divide your money into 50%, 20%, 30%, right? 50% is about your needs, your monthly needs, right? Your rent, break down your rent into monthly costs and put them aside. Your PHCN bills and all of that. Do that, right? And then most people will say spend 30%, save 20%, but we say spend 20%. right? 20% on things you want, like the vanities of life, right? Eating out with your friends, watching movies and all of that. And then 30%, 10% there is for your emergency funds, right? Funds that you just continue to put aside indefinitely in case of an emergency, right? And you know what emergencies are in Nigeria. Our infrastructure is not the best, so that means that health-wise, you're on your own. Insurance-wise, you're on your own. So emergency funds are pretty damn important. And then 20% save and invest, right? I'll say 20% save for 6 months, invest. Save for 6 months, invest, that kind of way. So that's what the 30-20 principle is about.
Okay. I would like you to tell me more about the dollar savings. I noticed your current rate is 453 naira per dollar, which is way higher than the normal 387 per dollar.
What? No one is selling $387. If you have anybody selling $387, please, I'm going to need you to recommend them to me at the moment. We can't find $387. We get dollars at the amount that we're getting it to you. So PiggyVest, we get our rates based on the parallel stroke BDC rates. And yeah, like there is no 387 right now. There's nowhere that you can. I'm pretty sure there's people who are selling at 461 at the moment. So it's really about where we can access, right, the amount we access dollars from the parallel market and the bureau de change, and that's how much we get it, right? So yeah, we're not able to access dollars at that amount. So whatever rates we get, we give it to you at parallel or BDC rates.
Capital protection is very important this period. In the light of that, can you tell us more about, we already kind of answered this. Can you tell us more about where you invest our funds? This is to let me know how protected I am.
Right. So I will say, first of all, piggyvest.com/FAQ has a lot more detail about like where the funds are invested. But we are in partnership with an asset management company called Aiko Capital, where majority of your funds are invested in low to no risk instruments, right? Bonds and all of that. That's what we invest in. And Aiko Capital is a very, very old company. They've been around for a long time and they are registered with the SEC, so you can be sure that your funds are protected. On the PiggyVest side, we also have our own cooperative license and we acquired an MFB. So we are doing our best to make sure that your capital is safe and secure.
Okay. What are the top 5 things PiggyVest checks with the sponsors of investment projects to ascertain that they are at least safe to be listed on Diversify and will return investors' capital plus profit?
Right. This is a very good question. I enjoy answering this. So, when a person is about to list on Investify, first of all, we don't allow people randomly approach us to list on Investify, right? It's a very what's it called? It's a very rigorous process of checking who our potential partner is. Now, let's assume I have a potential partner, and I'm going to use Thrive Agric as an example, right? We want to list Thrive Agric. The first question I ask them is, how long has this company existed, right? First of all, we don't want any new companies. A company has to be at least PiggyVest's own age, right? For us to even start to consider the conversation, right? Secondly, and that's even not like a due diligence question. That's just okay, let me continue this conversation question. The most important thing is, how much have you already raised on your platform, right? How much in total? So if you've not done up to $1 million, we don't move forward. So that's a very big benchmark for us. Have you been able to crowdfund $1 million on your platform? Have people trusted you with $1 million? That's first. The second thing, now, have you returned at least $500,000 back to the people who crowdfunded $1 million with you? If you haven't, no deal, right? So that means that you have a track record of returning money with evidence and references from these people of returning money back to the people. So we're not like asking our users to invest in startups at the moment. No, we're asking them to invest in sustainable, viable investment opportunities. When it's time, and if it becomes time to ask them to invest in startups who don't have any traction, we will list it there as high risk because that's what it is, right? So in addition to those 2 money questions, we now ask them for their insurance partner, right? After you tell us your insurance partner, we will then do an independent conversation with that insurance partner to make sure that there's coverage for the product that you're offering us on PiggyVest, right? That's number 1 thing. And number 3, the last thing is that if you say you're crowdfunding for 300 million naira, PiggyVest cannot do anything more than 30% of the amount that you're crowdfunding for, because we need to limit our own exposure, right? That's one of the, and then like our own like protection in-house, right? So we do our best to make sure that we do extensive due diligence on anybody that we're listing on the platform. In fact, we've had cases where people have come to us, not met the requirements, gone, improved on their services, met those like metrics and heuristics, and then come back, and then we listed them on the platform. So you can be sure that the due diligence has been done, the insurance is solid before we then present them to you as viable investment opportunities.
Okay. Can you please explain how Flex Dollar works? I've seen this, a lot of people actually ask this. So can you explain how it works and what it entails?
Right. I will take the question on Max right after this. Flex Dollar. So how does Flex Dollar work? Flex Dollar is basically offering you dollar investment opportunities, right? We identify, here someone said that he has not forgiven us for the interest dropping from 7% to 6%. And so here's the deal. We find an investment opportunity, right? And they tell us 7%, right? And we say, okay, we think our users can do 7%. And so we invest, and then you guys invest and we get the funds to them, right? And if they tell us that like, hey, rates have dropped, we have to drop our rates. This feeds into the question about how we're able to continue offering you 10%. Now, see, when it became unsustainable to offer you 7% on dollar rates, we dropped it.
Yep.
We dropped it immediately because it was not sustainable anymore. So it's really about the market behavior. How does the market behave, right? So Flex Dollar allows you to hedge against the instability of the Naira, right? And also earn interest on that, right? So you buy the dollar and you continue to earn interest on it and you convert back to Naira. And paying out, you can either convert to Naira or pay into your bank. Although right now, because of the coronavirus crisis, paying into your bank account has been suspended, unfortunately, because of like there's a slight scarcity of physical dollars, and we're working to restore that service. But that's essentially how it works. So we're working on you guys being able to use the service fully as it was before, but understand that the interest rates is solely predicted by market behavior and nothing else. And that's why the interest on the Naira wallet haven't changed yet, but the interest on the dollar dropped a little because it became unsustainable, right? Now, Max, right? We've been getting this question a lot, and I think that is very, you can withdraw your dollar from the Flex wallet by just converting back to Naira. Very simple, with all your interest.
And to be at the prevailing rate, right?
Yeah, to be at the prevailing market rate as well. So Max, right? When you invested in Max, there was Okadas in Lagos, and then all of a sudden there weren't Okadas in Lagos. But here's the deal. Max is a startup, right? And startups, what they do best is they pivot. There's two things here. Max is also into logistics, right? So the bike hailing thing was only one aspect of their business. Mm-hmm. Secondly, Max is also operative in Ibadan, right? So, and Akure and some other southwestern states. So Lagos wasn't just the focus of their operations. So your investment is not in any danger of not being serviced. And I hope that helps.
Yes. How best can we utilize PiggyVest?
I will ask you to set up a call with one of our customer success people, and they will help you utilize PiggyVest the best way. So
very well.
6 different wallets, and they all do they do like different things, and it's very important for you to find your own, like a balance, right? So maybe Layo can set up a session with you. She's really good at explaining as well.
No problem. So I usually have a debate on PiggyVest platform whenever I have money to invest. Should I invest in one of the businesses or should I keep my money in SafeLock? I get so confused.
Well, so this is the I guess this is how we differentiate. When you keep your money with SafeLock, right? You're keeping your money with PiggyVest, right? With PiggyVest, the interest rate is already there. In fact, you get it upfront, and then your money comes after. Now, Investify is third-party listings. When you give your money to like a listing on Investify, you are giving your money to a third party to use for a service and then return, right? Whether you like it or not, we do our due diligence, right? But there is always a risk in every investment. That's why there's insurance there. So what am I saying? Both have an implicit safety, but SafeLock is obviously safer. That's why its interest is lower. Do you get? So the question from me to you would be, what is your risk appetite? Right? You can just leave your money in SafeLock and PiggyVest continues to give you your interest. Or you can go a tiny step further and invest in the third-party listing and get higher interest, but with the mind that like sometimes things go wrong, and that's where insurance has to step in, right? Insurance insures your capital. Do you get? So risk appetite. So in safety, obviously SafeLock slightly edges it out. Yes, that's correct, Ezekiel, right? So yeah.
Okay. If I withdraw my money before it gets to 1 year, will I still get my interest?
From where? It depends from which wallet. I don't know the wallet.
So I think I'm assuming that they're referring to, the per annum interest rates.
Oh no, we give you your interest monthly. Yes. So you continue that. What if you withdraw your money for 1 year? Let's say you withdraw your money at 9 months. You have gotten the interest for the past 9 months. You just don't get for the remaining 3 months.
It's 12 hours.
Sorry, it's my computer. Okay, so I've seen a few questions in the comment section and on here too about real estate. So one was asking specifically, can PiggyVest do something with housing where people can pay small to own property? And then someone was asking about, can PiggyVest do real estate investments?
Huh. There's someone who would have loved to answer this question. I don't know if he's here.
Should we call him?
I'm wondering if he's here. He's not here. So this is like a really great question, and without giving too much out, I think that the answer is we're working on it without giving too much away. So just know that on some level it is coming. Okay. Ooh, there's an important question here. How is PiggyVest positioning itself to meet the challenges of regulatory change, particularly the planned SEC regulation on crowdfunding? I reckon that some of the investment opportunities in PiggyVest and Investify are in form of crowdfunding. Yes. So if you read the regulation well, you realize that PiggyVest is a digital partner of crowdfunding companies. So we're working with our crowdfunding partners. They are the ones essentially crowdfunding because we gather the money and give to them. Right, and so we're working on getting the regulations sorted out, and because what came out was still a draft, and so we've had our lawyers write opinions and positioning for us, and we will take all the necessary action as soon as it's time.
Okay. Well, there's a lot of shout outs here. Thank you guys for loving us. We love you too.
Q&A has 140 questions.
I'm going through them right now. Okay, is PiggyVest accessible from the abroad? Considering migrating, but still want to use the features when there. Considering the fact that Naira at the moment ATM cards to use will expire after a certain time. Then there's also one about, well, can people who already live there that don't have BVN use the platform?
I think you need to have a BVN. BVN is the only way that we make sure that the person requesting for the money is the person who you get. So identity is very important. Security is very important. So BVN is very, very key.
Someone says, how do I get selected for Saver of the Month? I think I've been doing pretty well.
Yeah, please send an email to alex@piggyvest.com. She'll help you with that. So she's the one she's our product manager and product marketing manager, and she does selection for the saver of the month. So speak with her.
Okay. I have a friend in debt of 120K. He gets 40K monthly from his parents. He lives with his parents. So he doesn't really have anything to do with the money, really. How can he save and cover this debt? Asking for a friend.
Well, I mean, first of all, I think you need to ask the person you're owing if you can pay little by little, or ask for a sustainable time period, right? Is that what the question is?
Mm-hmm.
And then begin to either pay them little by little or save up little by little so you can pay them after that time period. When you owe people money, I think that you need to do your best to service it in the time, and that entails making yourself so it's not really about how much you earn. It's about when the person wants their money and how you can make sure that you make it up to the timeline. So divide the money you're owing by the time period you have and begin to save to make up to that period.
Why are people's accounts flagged? What triggers it?
Well, there's many things that can trigger your account being flagged, but it's really about us trying to make sure that you are who you say you are before you take money out of the account, right? Like, we don't want anybody to come on Piggyvest and say, like, someone accessed my account and withdrew my money. So when the system sees that there's a slight inconsistency in either your habits or your information, it flags your account. And once you clear that up, your account is unflagged and you can continue to make your transactions. But flagging isn't really to prevent you from getting your money. It's to make sure that you are the owner of the account before you take money out of your account.
Can a sub-wallet be created under Target specifically for children or retirement? Just
well,
Target.
Not at the moment, but we're working on something like that to be to allow you do for your kids, for your business, and all of that. So we're still working on it, but it's coming.
Can I do safe lock multiple times for different purposes?
Yeah, look, you can have like 100 safe locks running at the same way. I don't. Okay, I'll have to fact check that. But I know you can have many safe locks running at the same time. I don't think there's a limit.
It's with Ibrahim. Sorry, guys. Well, okay. Why is it that there's so much disparity between the cost of dollar and the selling price on your platform? Answer that too.
Yeah.
Okay. What about the returns on investments made on Investify before COVID-19?
No, you would get all your returns in the time you're supposed to get them. We've actually had quite a bit of investments mature this time around. We had about 3 mature between the 27th and the 28th, or is it 28th and 29th? So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What is your view on Forex or stocks, indices, trading and investment? And will these be available on Piggyvest soon?
We are having conversations about what kind of other financial products to have on the platform and how to make sure that you're getting the best return for your money, right? So Forex, right now we have dollar investment for now. I think that before we add any other dollar products, we'll have to do our own research. But stocks are a bit unstable. This is my personal view now, is it's really about putting something out there that's easy for everyone to understand, right? If we put stocks out there, will people understand enough to buy it? And will they understand the risks that come with stocks, right? Because the value of your investment can be wiped out very, very easily. The value of your investment can be wiped out very easily just based on the whim of the CEO of the company you're invested in. Look at Tesla, right? So it's really important that we are able to offer all of these criteria in a way that's easily digestible before we add it to the platform.
Okay. Okay. Well, 2 things. Please, why was Track My Expense taken out of the Piggyvest app, as well as Avon Flex? And when is the app's feature going to be launched?
So we're working on it. Apps is coming soon, and we'll launch it very soon, I promise. But Track It was taken out to rebuild and then launch it as part of apps, so that you can use it as a whole feature, right? But see, let me tell you something. Our chief marketing officer, Joshua, is saying Q3.
Yeah,
So
he just said
if
Q3.
it doesn't come out with Q3, you know who to hold. So Joshua
Yes.
says we should tell him Q3.
We'll give you his email address.
Yes. So you can go fight him if he's not out by Q3. But I can tell you that we're rebuilding apps to make it more comprehensive, and yeah, so that you can be able to use it in a more holistic manner. And Q3, it should be out according to Joshua.
Okay, I think I already answered this crowdfunding one. Well, so the other questions I see here really is centered around, so BVN. Why do I have to put my BVN in? How do I, when I put my BVN into the platform, I don't get the verification code, and I can't use the platform. So how do I go about that?
Please send an email to finance@piggyvest.com. I think that's a technical issue that they need to help you resolve. So finance@piggyvest.com, they will sort out whatever's going on with the BVN call, text message ecosystem. But BVN is very important for verification of identity. If you remember when you registered for it, you provided them with all of the information, and all of that information is needed to verify that you are who you say you are. Because again, people are putting their savings into the platform, and we need to make sure that when money is going out, it's going back to the person who put it in.
Okay. Another person is asking, please, can we get something like Flex Dollar, but just like you can deposit in Naira? So they want like piggy bank for dollars.
You see, sure. I will talk to them about that and see how they can, how we can build that. But you guys, the thing about it is, the dollar is very expensive. So we'll try. I can't say, I don't know that we would implement that, but we'll look at it and see if it is advantageous for the platform and for you, because you might think you want something and it might really not work,
Okay. So there's a lot of questions around referrals. Some people, asking, how can I take advantage of the referral program? What is refer and earn? I have a lot of referrals sitting, but I haven't gotten my referral bonus yet. So, let's just spend some time talking about our referral program and how it works.
So the referral program isn't just about you referring someone and they sign up onto the platform, right? The intent behind it is to ask you to bring someone onto the platform who you will put through. That's why those steps are there, right? You bring someone onto the platform, we don't want them to just come onto the platform and not know what to do. So we've given you like steps that this person needs to fulfill. So you as their referrer or referee needs to put them through each of those steps. When they conclude it, you are both rewarded for the work that you've just done, right? So it's not about I brought this person onto the platform, peace. No. That's why we ask you to refer people not just random people, right? Mm-hmm. People who you would want to put through the process of saving and investing. If you love PiggyVest enough to refer someone to it, then you love that person enough to make them understand just how much PiggyVest has done for you in terms of financial health and financial savings and investments. So when we say, ask this person to add 100 Naira to piggy bank, it's so that people are able, to understand that this is how this wallet works. This is how Flex Naira works and all of that. And the reason why the reward is locked in SafeLock is so that you understand how the SafeLock feature works, right? That's how I want you guys to look at it. No one is trying to not give you your referral bonus. There's people who constantly are making their referral bonus and withdrawing it, but you have to be very intentional about who you're referring to the platform and how you help them and how you put them through, right? I would tell you point blank, we're never trying to scam you and not give you the 1,000 Naira. You understand that PiggyVest is growing via referrals, via your word of mouth. But we don't want it to be that your word of mouth is just come onto this platform with my link and you're done. No, we want you to help people understand the platform the way you understand it. And that's why the process is extensive, right? A lot of people do referral programs like in Nigeria and they give 250. I think out of fintech companies, we give the highest referral bonuses because we know that we ask you for the most, right? In terms of the work that you do to bring people onto the platform. Do you understand? So I hope that like helps in terms of the thoughts behind putting 5 steps behind the referral bonus before you can cash it out. So Olumide says the way he talks about piggyvest, he think we've been paid. So that means that he's explaining the steps to them. So explain the steps to them and let them know that these are the things you need to do, right? These are the things you need to do to be able to get that bonus. So it's really not just about people clicking your link. So when the date is extended, it's because we're giving you more time to put the person through. It's not about not wanting to give you the money. It's not about not wanting you to withdraw it. It's about, please do your best to help this person understand the process, right? So yeah, that's one of the reasons why it's so extensive. And I'll reiterate about the piggyvest, the what's it called again? The BVN thing. Part of the reason why we ask you to add your BVN, right? When we ask you to add your BVN, is really about protecting you. It's not about about us asking you to not take out your money, because we need to know that it's you. Look, if I'm Odun Eweniyi, right, and Layo enters my app and they don't ask for BVN and Layo takes out my money, right? For piggyvest, the money is gone out. But yeah, I've lost money, right? And you don't want to lose money. We don't want you to lose money. That's when you open your bank account in like your traditional bank, they ask you for your ID, they ask you for your streets and all of that. Think of this like that, because the BVN contains all of that information to verify that Odun Eweniyi is indeed Odun Eweniyi. Your identity is how we prove that we release the money to the right person, right? So referrals are about you putting the person through. You will get your reward. Just make sure you're helping the person do exactly what like the platform does. Right? Make them understand, make them like love the platform the way you love it, right? Explain the wallets to them. Don't just refer random people. People are honestly candid, and some other people are telling us here that they are referring people and they're like getting their funds. They do the work to like make those people understand and pass through all those steps. So please do that. We don't do like ads. We don't do billboards. We don't do TV. We grow because of you guys. So that's very important to us. Okay.
And just to also piggyback off of what you just said, it's the same thing too when, with cards, like your ATM cards and your bank account. That's why it has to match your name, because if it doesn't match your name, it's very, very easy for, say, Odun then, comes into my account. If there's no BVN check, puts in her account number and then takes my money from my piggyvest account to hers. But because we have all these security measures in place, from requiring your BVN, making sure that, your account number and your ATM card number match who you say you are, that way you are very secure in the fact that your money is safer with us, right? So it's not, because some people are, asking, why can't we use more than one card, or can I withdraw to my friend's account? No, you can't do that, because we're looking out for you.
Exactly. All right. Oh, this person said I saw your video ad recently. Yeah, we've experimented sometimes with YouTube ads, or you can go to our YouTube channel and watch them. We do that sometimes. But again, ask everyone. We grow via word of mouth. That's one of the things that we 100% believe in. We spend more money on referrals than we spend on ads, by the way.
Yes. That's our number one user acquisition channel, and it works for us because people will believe other people like them who use the app. You guys are the ones that have the experience with it. You're able to sell it better than we ever could sell it.
Trust you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, we have about 14 more minutes, right? So we can still take a couple of questions. Someone's asking, what is the highest piggy points that's ever been converted? So, what did it end for Nora?
I think it's Nora. Nora she had 6,400.
She had an awful lot. That's what I remember.
She had a lot, and I think it translated roughly into 640,000 naira. Yeah, so she does a lot of work with her piggyvest account. She saves, she refers. She's what I would call a super user if we had that ranking.
Somebody's asking, why can't we send money to friends on the app? You can if they use piggyvest. You can just transfer to them via Flex. Exactly. Real easy. Does piggyvest have brand ambassadors? This is AY. How do you select your brand ambassadors? Do you openly relate with them?
Look, disturb him. The person in charge of the brand ambassador program is ayo@piggyverse.com. Right? So email him and he'll tell you how to be a campus ambassador and all of that. So yeah, and we do think that we think of all our users as ambassadors, but if you have like a wide circle of influence, then disturb him and tell him how you can leverage that to grow the platform for us, right? So yeah, email him or disturb them in the DMs on Piggyverse. They'll answer. They'll answer.
What happens to my money if I die?
Well, we ask you to put your next of kin. That's an important point. Please update your next of kin in your settings. That way, if anything happens to you, God forbid, please stay with us. We're able to transfer all of your funds to your next of kin. So if you go to settings, you'll be able to, what's it called? Add your next of kin, and that person will get all your money, right? But like, stay with us, okay? Also, we can't know when you've died. So this is a very morbid conversation. Now we can't know when you. So just like there's no magic there. So you have to be able to tell us, tell the persons that are closest to you, I have a Piggyverse account, right? Your family members should know where your funds are related. This is why we tell like everyone, no matter how old, to have a will where you detail all your assets. Your Piggyverse account is an asset. So because we cannot know when anything is wrong with you, we have to be told, right, to be able to take action on the account.
Okay. Person's asking, have we had any investments on diversify defaults? If so, what was the resolution for Piggyverse customers, and how do we take that into consideration moving forward?
Not yet. No, and
no.
Not yet. I don't know. Like, I'm pessimistic, but not yet, and hopefully not ever. Hopefully not ever. So far, 100% payment to our users, and it makes sense, right? For now, but we have insurance, so we're very confident that like our users will not suffer. That there's insurance, there's our own insurance, so you won't suffer, and we'll make sure that we sort it out. But so far, so good, and this is because we do extensive due diligence and we're very wicked about who gets access to our users to get their funds from the platform.
Okay. Someone is asking, I have referred 48 people. Sadly, only 11 have done the needful. Sadly, I have 7K smiling at me. Can you guys pay me for just referring people that don't ever use SafeLock?
No. I just explained to you guys now. We can't pay for bringing people onto the platform. We need them to like use the platform. Why did you refer them? Think about that. And then don't you want them to use the platform and go on to refer other people to the platform so we can grow, right? Please look at me. I need like my salary to be paid and all of that, So please, like, just try and get in contact with them, right? And tell them to finish up the process and become active users of the platform. That's the entire goal. We try.
What should one not do? I'm sorry.
No, please.
What should one not do to avoid accounts being flagged? Don't be fraudulent.
Yeah, and I think consistency is it, right? Like the consistency in all of the information that's given. It's really like okay, maybe I'm a bad example, but I've never been flagged, and I've never even had to tell IBK help me with my account. Maybe I have. But like, do you get? So consistency in the information you give is like a really big way to make sure that like you're not flagged on the platform. But again, I'd like to reiterate that flagging is not negative, right? It's really just a way to protect your account, right? So that's the problem with so we're not a bank, right? We are a financial technology institution. Identity is very important. The funds are sent to the withdrawal information listed on that account. That's why your identity is very important. That's why, and so if the information is even slightly inconsistent, right, we have to flag your account to make sure that we are resolving it to a proper end, so that we are not legally liable for those funds.
Okay.
Sorry, Ekene is asking, what happens if your ATM is expired and you're not in the country? Unfortunately, the API for us to save directly from your bank account is still not as widespread yet. So we will have to ask that you, find a way to renew your card, as difficult as that sounds, before you can continue using the other way is to send money into your Flex account number, right? So we have a Flex account number that's tied to Providence account number. So if you can use any number of any number of fund transfer platforms and apps to send money into that Flex and then distribute it into the rest of your PiggyVest account.
Yeah. Okay. When will PiggyVest get to the point of having an ATM where we can deposit cash straight into our PiggyVest without having to go through our banks?
Ooh,
no,
I don't know. This is very futuristic, and I love it. Someone said they don't need an ATM. I don't know. Again, all of these suggestions are great, and we will definitely go through the charts and see which ones are going to be implemented for the betterment of the platform and for you. So I don't know. Do you really want to keep handling cash? Think about that.
Okay.
But we're definitely thinking holistically about solutions for you guys around how you can best. Yeah, someone said you could use Paga style. That's not a bad suggestion at all. So we're looking into it.
Okay. Can I receive dollars directly from an account outside of the country?
No. It's very expensive, and we're still looking for ways to reduce that. Look, you're not going to want to pay $300 to transfer $3,000. So I know that for a fact, and it can be as expensive as that. So until we find ways to reduce that expense to the lowest, because we can bear it and we know that you can bear it either, for now it's just the Naira conversion.
How do I fund my SafeLock?
You can fund your SafeLock from your Flex. Can you fund it from Piggy Bank? I don't think so.
You can.
Okay.
It has to be at least for 90 days.
90 days. Okay. So Flex, your card, and then from Piggy Bank if it is for a minimum of 90 days.
Okay. Does PiggyVest have any form of disagreement with Standard Chartered Visa cards? No.
I don't, no, we are card agnostic. This might just be a tech issue. We don't disagree with people. PiggyVest is a very friendly company. You might have noticed.
Yes. Okay. People are asking about points, but nothing more about points. Oh, my dad is 48 years old. I want to refer him. What plan can I advise him to join on PiggyVest?
Your dad is 48 years old. Ooh,
that is still young.
That's a young dad. Just refer him to SafeLock is the best. I've noticed that old people don't like the stress of you've been debited from your account. And my dad really loved SafeLock as well. So just use the SafeLock. Just this is based on the strength that my dad loved the SafeLock too. I think that's a thing for them is no frequent debits, none of that. Just straight investment. Yeah, exactly.
I'm the same way too, actually. I don't like I don't like daily debits. Yeah. I just do a one-time.
Yeah, that might want to do bulk, and then the interest just comes out, that kind of thing.
Yeah. On free withdrawal day, how many times can I withdraw? Because I plan on 15 withdrawals and 15 deposits.
Maya, let me take this one, to be honest, because
no, sir, it's one time only, please. But yes, please deposit 15 times if you'd like to. but your withdrawals on your free withdrawal day, you can withdraw once.
Yeah. Just why can't you take all the money once?
Or you know what, better yet, just move it to your Flex, let it stay there, and then when you decide that you want to move it out, take it out. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I think maybe that has changed. You can only deposit 5 times a day. I don't know why we're.
I guess they're nicer now.
We want to take your money, but bring all of it. But you can only withdraw once on free withdrawal day, so you can move to Flex and then just take it from there.
That's actually the best thing to do. So, tip guys, when it's withdrawal day, just move your money from your PiggyVest to your Flex account, hold it there, still earn your 10% interest, and then when you're ready to spend it, withdraw it or put it back in PiggyVest or SafeLock it or something. So just kind of see Flex as a temporary place why you decide how you want to use that money.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. What else? What else? Okay, Odun. I have 6 million naira. What can I invest in, please?
Safe Lock, Investify. There's many. Like it depends. When do you think? Do you have like 6 million naira sitting like idle, or do you have 6 million naira that you're going to use in 6 months? It really depends. If you have 6 million naira that's sitting idle, I'd just Safe Lock it for a year, and then Safe Lock the interest, and then Safe Lock that interest, and then maybe spend like the 50 plus to get. But if you have 6 million naira that you like to use, right? You can look at like the Investify options. Some of them are 6 months, some of them are 9 months. You can Safe Lock some on Safe Lock actually for 3 months. Again, I think you should like look at it as a combination of period and risk appetite, right? Like I want like passive income from 6 million naira. So just like put it in, what is it called? Put it in Safe Lock for every 3 months burst or 6 month burst if you want, and just continue earning interest from there. Or Investify earns slightly more interest because Investify does an average of 24% per year. And that's like almost double what like the Safe Lock would give you in a year, even if like if you Safe Lock for a year. So it's really about how you think about it. But on PiggyVest, the lowest you can earn from that Safe Lock for a year is 13% of it, which is I think 13%. Yeah, that's 780,000 naira in a year. That's the minimum.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Sure. And then I guess to follow up with that, someone's also asking, can I keep adding money to my Safe Lock? Yes, you can.
Yes, you can. You can keep topping up your existing Safe Lock.
So we have just about 1 more minute left. Or was there anything that you wanted to like just talk about real quick, or something that you wanted to share with our users?
I think it's just like we're really like, thank you guys for being a very engaging audience. The chat section was like lit, very, very active. So we will try to organize more of these things. We love you, right? We really are grateful that you're here, that you listen to us for 1.5 hours. My God, that's a long time on a Saturday morning, you know? And so we will do another one of these so we can continue to kind of like interact with you, hear your questions, answer them. Yeah, we will definitely be back with like another edition of this. So thank you. And if you have more questions, piggy bank DMs, piggy bank DMs on Instagram, on Twitter, contact@piggyvest.com. And so, yeah, we're like really happy that you guys are our users and on this journey with us. So thank you.
Thank you, guys. Stay safe. Wash your hands.
Don't go out. Unless you have. We haven't gone out.
Yes.
So, yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Take care.